Hey, buddy, Thomas here. Looks like an absolute mess, but I'm in not frantic mode, but I'm in the mode where I'm making a lot of cutting boards. And you see this piece of black walnut in front of you. This is actually was an off-cut piece that we cut on my dad's mill up in Tennessee. Now this was to get us onto scale, so therefore, as you can see, it's only about 1.25 inches thick. It's not really that thick, and there's a hump section right there. But I want to show you. So this board right here is pretty wide, but I'm gonna make some money on this board. This board right here, and I've actually already cut 2 cutting boards out of this so far. But anyways, these are my templates right here that I was using. I say templates, these are actually gonna be finished ones that will be on sale November 13th at the Gingham Tree in Lucedale, Mississippi. This board right here is one of my favorites thus far this year. Absolutely gorgeous, has lots of figure, still needs a lot of work to go, but that's gonna be a beautiful board. I've got different types of handles, the duck head handles, almost like the katana sword handles, some teardrops, another unique handle, all sorts of handles. Anyways, what I've done, you can kind of see on here, I've got all these different boards kind of traced out onto here. In total, there are 10 cutting boards or charcuterie boards, how you want to call it, on this whole thing. There's gonna be very, very little waste. And you see this knot section right here, I say knot section, this is where we actually hit a nail. So I have to cut around the black section right there, but the board right here, which is actually that same design right there, this board's gonna have some beautiful grain through it. And I try to make the board the most appealing on color change. Now this does have heartwood and sapwood. You'll see the sapwood will be on this lower section right here where I'm gonna put a bevel to it, make it almost like a cleaver's edge, if you will. But I like to do a two-tone board. Like this board here is gonna be beautiful. You'll have a nice dark color on top. You'll have the sapwood, and you're gonna use the natural live edge. Now I'll take this down a little bit, but anywhere I can use the natural edge, the live edge of the wood into a board, I will definitely do that. I think it adds just a little bit more character and just beauty to the board. So 10 boards will be cut out of this one, and I've already done 2 others. So 12 boards in total out of this. And now I'm going to show you at the very end kind of what I'm going to sell these for. They're going to be varying prices based on size and everything else, but I'm going to go and throw in a time lapse because this one's going to take some time, and this is going to be a lot of work just to cut these suckers out. I'm doing this all with a jigsaw. I don't know if the blade I have on there is pretty old. We'll see. It might cut through it. If not, oh well, I'll just break a blade and just move on to something else. But long story short, we're going to cut these, and then I'm also going to show you with my offcuts. So we have, like, here's an offcut right here. This piece on here is gonna be an offcut. I also will take these and make those into little wooden knives, and they are a great pairing piece to go with the boards. And there's gonna be a lot of those. Like there'll be a nice one here with, like, so that almost like a Bowie knife, the long tang. Have a short one right here. Have a nice one up there. A little short one right here. I'll make some pieces to go with these boards that'll be pretty unique. But so we're going to see how much is actually left over from the entirety of this board. I don't think it's going to be very much. So let me figure out what the board footage of this board is, what I would sell this board foot if it was dry. Down here in Mississippi, we can sell black walnut between $6 to $8 a board foot, which is pretty high compared to other places in the United States, but we just don't have it down here. So I'll kind of give you a rough idea of what this board would sell for dried, and then I'll show you what we're gonna make this into with the cutting boards. So, gonna be a hyperlapse, it's gonna be fast paced, gotta get this thing done, and I'll kind of keep track of the total elapsed time. So stay tuned, here we go. All right, folks, those are all the offcuts. Not a whole lot of waste. Now, some of these I'll make into knives and stuff like that. Some of these I'll just throw into a bag and sell the bag and everything. People who turn, like, say, pins and stuff like that, some of this stuff might be good for them, or turn little ornaments, whatever. But there's a good little bit there. But what we got out of this were these 10 boards. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run these through the planer. So you'll see me working like a little ant here on hyperlapse mode. We're going to run all these through the planer and then take a look at what these look like. Not too shabby. And then once I run them through the planer, then I'll be able to show you and kind of estimate the price of what I'm going to price these at. And it might be close. My wife always says I undersell things, underprice things, but I just like to just do these just for the heck of it, and it helps pay for the kids' Christmas. So yeah, that's all good. So let me run these through the planer. I'll throw in a time lapse again, and then we'll look at the final products. I'll get all this crap cleaned off the table and see what we have. Well, folks, there you have it. These are the 12 boards that came out of that. Now, again, I didn't show 2 of these that I was cutting. Those are the ones that I first cut off, which would have been this board that my daughter finished up and everything, and this board right here. But the rest of these, so the other 10 that are on here are ones that I actually showed cutting. Total elapsed time, it was like 24 minutes to do the jigsaw, 26 minutes to do the planing or something like that. I might have those reversed. And then it was about, I don't know, 40 minutes on my belt sander to take all the edges down, take the bark off and stuff like that. And then now all I have to do is final sanding with the orbital sander, and I'll get these done. So the goal is 30 boards for the gingham tree, and I believe I'm up to like 32. So maybe there might be a few more in there, which is good because I don't need to cut on any more of these. And now I need to work on tables. I've made a few tables. I don't have any out here. They're all inside. Like there's a piece of beech. That'll probably be made into another table that I'm going to sell this weekend. But long story short, pretty quick down and dirty. But as you can see, and I have some sun marks and stuff on here, but as I sand these out, that'll go away because I've had to take these in and out multiple times. We've had rain and stuff today. This is the board right here that had the nail section near it, so you can see the bluing of that. But again, all these boards turned out really nice, very happy. This one right here, I thought it'd be really cool to leave those few saw marks in there, just something unique and different. But overall, very happy with these turned out. They're all about 1 inch in thickness. The board that I was working with, this is actually a piece of it right here. Again, it was around 18 board foot. Now, this is not a great piece of black walnut because it was kind of wide and it was really thin. It was like literally a waist cut off the sawmill. And this is one that we actually had an issue with the blade, and it did rise and dip on us quite a bit. So sanding some of the, or planing some of these was interesting because there were some really thick spots. But this piece I still have left over. I will still make something out of this. Not sure yet, but I'll make something out of that. That'll probably be the final board that I'm going to do. But all I have to do now is add the oil and then keep these inside, get the price tags on them. Oh, that's when you talk about prices. All right, so I don't really know. These are guesstimate prices. But a board like this, at the size that it is and everything, I'll say that'll probably be about a $50 board. This will probably be about a $35 board, maybe a $40 board. This one might be about a $40 board. That'll be about a $30 board, $40, $40, just because of the uniqueness, and it looks awesome. And this is one that my daughter made. So each of the kids, they're gonna be making their own, and then they'll be selling those at the gingham tree, and that'll be the money that they get that day to do whatever they want. This right here, say a 45 board, a 45 to 50 board, probably a 30, 30, 25, and then say a 40, 45, something like that. Now those are just rough numbers. So let me go back. Hopefully I'll throw this on the screen, what the total is. So this board, and I said on here, $6 to $8 a board foot. If that board was dried and it was around an 18 board foot, that'd be about $104 to $144 if I just sold the board as it was. Now that was not a great board because it had all the dips and dies of the blades, and it really was too wide for how thin it was. But you know, using what we can, we went ahead and cut all these boards out of that and everything. So now we have 12 boards. I'll figure up what the price is total, and that's roughly about what we're probably going to make off this one board that would have sold between $106 to $144. So yeah, hopefully you found this interesting. Hopefully I put the price up on the screen of what all these will sell for roughly, and yeah, go from there. So all right, we'll hopefully see some of y'all there at the gingham tree. You better come early because last year these sold really quick, and yeah, these are, I got a couple more black walnut ones down below here and a couple more inside, but we've got black walnut, ash, maple, catalpa, and I'm sure there's something else, but that's and some oak. Those are the species I have this year. Hickory was a big seller last year, but I did not make any hickory boards this year, and we'll have tables as well. So again, please like, subscribe. We'll see you around. Talk to you later. Bye.